Hey my beauties, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Formosa Fantasy and welcome back to another How To Wednesday. So somebody messaged me on Facebook and said, girl, I'm loving the new brows. Can you do an updated brow tutorial for us? I'm like, okay, why not? So today's video, I'm giving you an updated brow tutorial. If you realize my last two videos, I think, my brows are different. So today I'm going to show you how I created those brows. All right. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it. But hold up, before you go, you know that little red button that says subscribe? You know that on the bottom right hand corner? Yeah, right there. Can you just hit it for me, please? And like the video. Come on. I know you like my content. Help a girl out. All right. And comment, because I love hearing from you guys. I love when you comment and I reply to y'all. Like, come on. And share. Y'all, listen, sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Don't you know that by now? All right, let's get into the video.
Hey, oh, it's your girl. It's time for another video, Like, comment, share, sub for other videos. So the products you'll be needing is a glue stick. Anyone will do. If you want to use the Elmer's, you can. I just use what I had on hand. You need a spoolie, a pencil, concealer brush, concealer, and the foundation of your shade. All right. So what you can see is that my eyebrows are already groomed. I like starting off with groomed eyebrows. All right, you don't have to, it's just a choice. Those are the guidelines that you will need to map out your eyebrows. As you can see, from the corner of my nose to the beginning of my brow, that's where it would be. And then from the corner of my nose to the corner of my eye to the end of my tail, that's where I would stop. And then from the corner of my nose through my pupil and then that's where my arch will be. All right, so as you can see, I brush my hair out, my brow hairs out, and then I'm taking the glue stick and I'm just pushing my hair upwards, and when I get to the tail part, I push it out. So the beginning of my brows goes up and then the tail part goes out. All right, and then I'm using my spoolie to brush through it, making sure the hair is the product is worked into the hairs. All right, so I do a few layers of this, so it's just a lot of back and forth. Now I'm taking the other end, well, it's just the part that doesn't have any bristles on the spoolie, and I'm just pushing down my brows. I'm flattening my brows. All right, so as I told you before, it's a lot of back and forth. I go in with like 2 to 3 layers. It all depends on how I get my brow hairs to stay down. Okay, and then I just use my finger to clean up whatever excess glue that is on the top part and the bottom part of my brow, which you see I just focus the glue stick on my brow hairs. I don't really get messy with it. All right, now I'm taking the pencil, which is sharpened. Yes, you want a sharp pencil, and I'm just outlining the top and the bottom section of my brows. This is just to where I want my brows to be like. All right, you know, you want like that nice crispy sharp line. All right, okay, that's what it's looking like now. So now I'm going to be flicking my pencil upwards from the bottom line that we created, trying to mimic hair strokes. All right, so the tail part of my brows don't really have any hair there, so what I do is I go from bottom to top with the lines. All right, with the strokes that I'm making, and on the front of the brow, I'm just lightly pressing and creating some brow hair strokes. Okay, sometimes I go a little heavy handed, so I use my finger to really soften the front part of it. All right, so this is my difficult brow because I have a high arch on this one, and then the front part of it, my hairs are a lot. All right, So as you can see, what I did, I went back and forth with the glue stick at the beginning of it, and then I'm pushing the product in with the spoolie. Okay, that's what it looks like. So there you go. Yes, that's what I'm doing. I'm being very careful on the placement of glue because my wig is right there and I do not want to get the product in there. Okay, so now as you can see, I am using the other part of the spoolie and I am pressing down on the hair, my brow hairs. All right, just like that. And then, as I tell you, it has a lot of hairs in the front, so a lot of back and forth. So pushing the product in, working the product in, and everything. Okay. Oh, I forgot to mention. When I'm finished placing the hairs where I want it with this method, I wait like around 30 seconds to a minute, let it dry down a little bit. All right, I forgot to say, my apologies. So yeah, and make sure you're cleaning the part that you're pressing down, like you're flattening your brow hairs, because we don't want that white cast sticky looking thing. Nuh-uh. No, we don't. No, we don't. All right. So I apologize in advance for the noise in my background. My kids are home. And yeah. So now I am just creating my lines, which is carving out the bottom and the top of my brows. Going in with the brow strokes. So I'm just flicking my pencil. All right, going in the front. I kind of went heavy-handed on this side when it came onto the front, but I fixed it in the end and it was gorgeous. All right. Just take your time while doing this because I didn't get it on the first go. No, I didn't. Now taking my concealer, which is the AOA Studios in Buff. This is a lot of shades lighter than me, but I like it. Okay. So now I'm just carefully, listen, carefully using my concealer brush. As you can see, it's very flat, extremely flat. All right, and I did all my carving out on the bottom, and now I'm buffing it out. All right, make sure to bring your beginning of the brow when you're carving out your brows, the beginning of it, to the center part of the nose. Okay, because we want to create like somewhat of like a unibrow with the concealer, because we want to make sure that the beginning of the brows, like both of them, like matches up. Okay, so as you can see right here, like it looks like it's a V, like they're meeting, but we're gonna, we're gonna get rid of that line when we get to the end. All right, so I'm just buffing it out. So right here, I'm just showing you like how my measurements are, like they are right there on point. All right, so we're doing it like this, you'll never go wrong. As I said, you can put like some dots as your guidelines, but as I said to you before, I just eyeball it because I've been doing it for a while. All right, so now I'm just wiping off the excess concealer off my brush and I'm going in with my foundation, and I am doing the top part of my brows now. I in at the arch, if you can see, I use a tip. Now I'm using the side of my brush. Okay, and I'm carefully making sure that I'm carving it out, making sure not to go in my baby hair as well. Okay, so after I get that all carved out, I turn the brush flat, and then I like give it a little bit more product so that I can buff it out seamlessly. All right, there you go. So you want a steady hand. As I told you before, this brow is my difficult brow. Yeah, so I am just holding my hand steady, because if I had put my elbow on the table, y'all would not see. So I want to show you both brows on camera instead of just doing one brow like, hey, this is how I do it. No, I'm just showing you because I want it to be a very detailed brow tutorial, okay? So I'm just making sure that there's like a somewhat kind of a V at the beginning of my brow, okay? So yeah, I'm making sure everything looks semi-even because brows are sisters, not twins. So I never get my both of my brows the same. Never. I try, but never works. All right. So this is where I told you that we'll be buffing out the center of it. Now, this one will make or break your brow. This one is a crucial step into making the brows look good. Now, I am going through my brows with the concealer, just a little bit of product on the tip of the concealer, and I am creating some strokes. Okay, I'm just creating some strokes in it, and I'm using my fingers to my pinky to kind of diffuse the product so that it's not so harsh. Okay, and I do not rub, I do not push up, nothing. I just pat it in. Okay, all right, so and then doing the same thing on the other side of the brow, and this is what makes it look somewhat like a brow hair strokes, like it mimics like hairs in your brows and stuff like that. So yeah, look at those, look at my brow is coming on. Okay, and as I said, sometimes I go heavy handed with this. It depends on how much hair or how much pencil I had put there. Okay, so there you go. So this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and if you ever try it out, just let me know or tag me on Instagram. I like doing my brows like this. However, it's a little bit time consuming, so if I'm in a rush, I will not do this step. Don't forget to follow me on all my socials. Until next time, bye beauties.